A guarded foundation. Perfect peace is God's gift, but our minds stayed on Him is our responsibility. Read Matthew 4, 1 through 4, Mark 13, 31, Luke 6, 46 through 49, Luke 24, 32, Acts 4, 13, 2 Thessalonians 3, verse 3. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Proverbs 4:23, New Living Translation. When Solomon, the author of Proverbs, says to guard your heart, it seems he's implying that we are living in a battle zone where there would be casualties. We live our day-to-day lives almost oblivious to this fact at times. We have an enemy who is bent on our destruction if we don't guard our hearts with God's truth, and we will become a casualty of that battle. Every Thursday night, I take my garbage to the curb and leave it sitting there overnight, unguarded, to be picked up by the next morning. Why? Because it's worthless. I don't care what happens to it. It doesn't need to be guarded. Not so with my heart. It is the essence of who I am. An unhealthy, unguarded heart will affect everything in my life, my family, my friends, my career, my legacy, my peace. The enemy is relentless. He's very good at telling us we aren't good enough. No one really cares about us, or we're too broken to be forgiven or used. He doesn't come shouting. He starts with whispers that will begin to grow and erode the truths in our heart. That's why we must be just as relentless in winning the battle as Jesus was. By knowing and quoting Scripture, Jesus showed us how to guard our hearts and defeat the enemy. That's real power and defeat. That's the power of God's unchanging word for our lives. That's a secure, guarded foundation based on His truth. As the disciples spoke in Luke 24:32, when He talked to us on the road, it felt like a fire burning in us. How exciting it was when He explained to us the true meaning of the Scriptures. May that be a fire in our heart, hearts guarded with truth and peace as we realize our responsibility is allowing Him access to our hearts through His word and using that memorized word to defeat the enemy. Have you identified a place and time that belongs to Him? If not, I pray that you will sincerely make that your goal and begin truly guarding your heart. Memory Verse Challenge, Proverbs 4:23. Our final challenge with this verse is to write the verse in a card and send it to someone. Our continued challenge is to pick a new verse, maybe one that we read this week, Hebrews 4:12, Psalm 139:23, Jeremiah 17:7, Philippians 4:8, or pick one from next week's devotionals. If you like having a plan, choose 4 or 5 verses for a month, do one a week, and follow this memorization steps we took through this week. Or find a memorizing scripture plan on YouVersion and learn a different way to memorize scripture. You can even do this with your accountability partner you had this week. Just don't stop. Remember to start small. God expects progress, not perfection.